you very much. I'd like now to introduce the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Ashiru. Honorable Ashiru.
Mr. Vice President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, with the inception of President Goodluck Jonathan's government in Nigeria, we promised to use foreign policy to support the economic program of government. We promised to use foreign policy to support development of our infrastructures, job and wealth creation, and especially to support the key sectors in the economy, agriculture, manufacturing, and general economic development of the country. In that deliberate plan, we said that our ambassadors abroad will be the foot soldiers, because we wanted to also use foreign policy to drive investment inflow into the country. And 2 years after, we are here in Canada, and I must take this opportunity to thank our able High Commissioner, Chief Ojoma Dueke, who has been very energetic in driving this process. And it is gratifying to note when you look back, those of you who are in front, you will see an array of Canadian business executives from various companies who today are ready to do business with Nigeria. This wasn't the case before. And that was why the Vice President was here yesterday. He was in Ottawa to meet with the Canadian Prime Minister and other government dignitaries. And yesterday he witnessed the signing of the Investment Protection Agreement, which signaled to the Canadian companies that this is the time for them to come to Nigeria. They have the full support of the Canadian government, and that was demonstrated yesterday. According to UN figures, the investment inflow into Nigeria last year was in the region of about $9 billion. This was the highest in 5 years. What we want to see is that from this figure, in another 2 years, that figure should double. And Canada, we believe, should be a high component in that. Today, those of you who are here, you are all part of history, because this is the first time in the history of diplomatic relations between Nigeria and Canada that this type of event is taking place. And we are happy about this. And I must also stress that the partnership we have with Canada today was carefully nurtured, because it is a strategic partnership in all spheres: political, economic, and industrial cooperation. And we've seen the commitment of the Canadian government to support the private sector in Canada to move into Nigeria. And we've assured the Canadian companies that of the emerging markets in the world today, Nigeria is the destination. We have the size, we have the population, we have the market. And once you are in Nigeria, you easily move on into other markets in Africa. And I've told them that if even it's late in Canadian companies moving to Nigeria, it's a welcome development. You need to come and partake in the Nigerian market. Don't allow your European friends to take the full share of the market in Nigeria. So you are welcome, and I hope that the state governors who are also here and all the ministers we'll be able to interact with the private sector who are well represented, both from Nigeria and from Canada, so that when we are going to report next year, we can say this is the quantum of investment that have come into Nigeria, these are the companies that have established businesses in Nigeria, and these are the jobs being created, both in Nigeria and in Canada, for our people. I thank you all, and you are welcome.